Hello everyone, for Channel 6 TV Community Focus, I'm Dennis George. One of the major events that goes on in Marion County this time of year is the annual Relay for Life. And it's coming up on June 10th of this year, and we're joined by a young lady who has been around for most of the 20 that they've done, Lisa Sandusky, and thanks for giving us some time today.
Thank you for coming.
What first of all got you interested in this, and because you play a major role with a lot of other people?
I heard about it in '97 when they first did their relay, and it just so happened to be the same year as my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer. We didn't participate in '97, but I did go. And once I went, I thought, uh-oh, I'm hooked. And then the next year, we got a team up in Daddy's honor, and we've had a team ever since. So this is our 20th year, so I've actually had a relay team for 19 of those years.
It's, you know, at one time, Marion and Washington County did it together. You branched off. They do one
in
there.
2005. We branched off,
and they do one.
Because
theirs is coming up.
Because our relay, Marion and Washington County relay, I guess was so successful, they thought this is two counties that can survive if we split. So Marion County had theirs, Washington County had theirs, and it's proved to be right.
And has survived.
Yes, it has survived.
After all these years.
Has survived.
There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that goes
is.
on before the actual walk occurs. Kind of walk us through some of that.
Well, pretty much after relay ends, you start relay again. It's like any other fundraising event or event that you plan for. As soon as it's over, you start the next time. Your teams that we have, they relay pretty much all year long, because some teams, well, most of the teams, they have a major fundraiser that they have. One family, she has a dinner and an auction, and she always has it in April. Another team has a brunch, they always have it in May. Another team has a bunco. It's just like, it's set that this is our big fundraiser. But they fundraise all throughout the year. We do roadblock one time, we only do it one time. And of course, you know, there's raffles for a donation.
Well, but it takes a lot of people.
Yes, it does.
Pulling together to do something like this.
Yes, and the teams, they're so dedicated, and most of the teams that we have are family-oriented teams because they have lost or has someone that is dealing with cancer.
You know, as I get older, you're not in that category yet, and when we hear that word, it basically, you know, you spoke of your dad, and my mother suffered from it. When you hear the word cancer, you think it's over.
It's over.
But there's a lot that goes on, and I guess it kind of pulls people together as well. If you want,
the survival rate is improving every year. They have come so far. Cancer is a disease that does not discriminate. Doesn't matter if you're 2 years old, 102. Doesn't matter of your nationality, your race. It does not discriminate. So we've got to get a cure. We've got to get a cure.
Over the years, I'm sure you set goals every year for the amount of money that you would like to raise. How do you do with that? Where do you come up with your numbers? And talk about the amount that's been raised here.
Well, before we actually split in 2005, we had already raised over $1 million, probably $1.5 million. So that's been since '05. So you're looking at another 11 years. So we're probably over $2 million that Marion / Washington County has raised, and that money goes into goes to the American Cancer Society, and it's for all these programs, research. If you have someone that's been newly diagnosed with cancer or know somebody, just pick up the phone, call the 800 number to American Cancer Society, and just say, "I need help," and they will steer you in the right direction, give you the guidance and support, and the Night of Relay is a support event. You go out there and you're not alone. If you're a cancer survivor, come out and join us in the Cancer Survivor Walk. You're not alone. You look around and you see somebody that is newly diagnosed, but then you turn around and see someone that is their 45th year as a cancer survivor, and it just gives you so much hope.
We remember those who have passed as a result, but it's also like a victory lap for those, and that has to be very encouraging to everyone who's there.
That's one of my highlights that I say is the highlight of Relay is the opening ceremony when the cancer survivors get out, or they walk up, to get their medallion. And some years, some people want to put on their label how many years of survivors, and some people don't. That's entirely up of their opinion. But you get somebody up there that's 18 years cancer-free, And one woman, I think she's been, forgot, 18 years maybe, and she says she has every medallion that relay has given. And I think last year I put it on, and she goes, number 18. And I said, you go, girl. And that's...
Well, but it's... We hear the word, as we talked earlier, and you think it's over, but there's always a percentage of people who are going to survive.
Yes.
And you have to hold out hope.
Yes, you do.
You know, for those people.
You do.
A lot of the people who bring teams together, is it a mixture of people who have family members who've survived as well as those who have lost family members?
Majority of the teams have had someone that is, they do it in memory of, so therefore they have lost a family member. I do it because we started with my dad, but then my mother, Dad died in 2000. In the same year, Mom was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. At that time, that was a very rare cancer. Now it's, God forbid, it's becoming a more common cancer. So we did a joint, in memory of Mom and Dad. Most of the teams have one family member or a couple that they do it in memory of.
And it has to be somewhat difficult on those when they see survivors, but it shows how everyone's in the fight together that we may have lost.
Yes.
But the memory lives on, and we want to help those.
I know the year Dad died was 2000, and that relay survivors lap, it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do to watch. I had my breakdown, but then again I'm thinking, Lisa, look around. There's hundreds of survivors that time walking. Daddy was, yes, he was a statistic, but look at all these other people. They're in the same battle.
All right, let's talk about this year's relay. I know we've had it at the park and the high school and the middle school. Talk about where it is, the time, and what all people...
It's going to be Friday, June the 10th at Grand Memorial Park, same place we had it last year. We used to go to a 24-hour event, then we cut down to 12, and then last year a lot of the relays have gone to, 6 or 7 hours. So our registration starts at 6, so that's going to begin the start of our relay. So registration's at 6 for the survivors, and then 7 o'clock is the opening ceremonies, and then we go until 12 midnight. After the survivors ceremony, the survivors get their medallions, they take their survivors walk. After that, we have a caregivers lap, which is just as important because without those, that's their support. Then we do a parade of teams, and then we go right into a live auction that is really fun. It gets pretty competitive. And somebody asked me, so what kind of items do you have? I said, well, if you want some top dollar, get you a U of L or a UK item on the opposite sides of the, and it becomes a bidding war. So that usually lasts until about 9:30, quarter till 10, and that takes us right into our luminary ceremony. The luminary ceremony is my second favorite because all the bags illuminate the walking track, and the bags are written in honor of, in memory of. And the bags are $5 each, and you light it in the memory of a loved one that you have lost or still is with us. 10 o'clock, we turn out every single light, and the only light you see is the luminary bag, which I think they're glow sticks. And luminaries have been sold out through the year, and the majority of them are bought that night. And we have 3 people that read names, and you hear nothing. There's no sounds, whatever, but soft music playing in the background. And the gentlemen read in memory or in honor of, and we read every single name. Okay,
let's think about someone who's never been to the ceremony, and maybe over the course of the year, they or someone they know has been diagnosed, because I think that probably is the first step towards them realizing, but those people don't know where to turn to, and I know you invite the community, but is there a way those people can reach out, and what process would that be?
They can contact me or anyone on the relay team. Everybody pretty much knows that me and Liz are the relay co-chairs this year.
I'm going to ask you, we know Liz,
yes,
but people watching may not know Liz.
Liz Lawson, she works at Independent Stave, and she's our coach. She's my co-chair. You can contact her, contact me. A lot of people know that I've been here from Bureau for so long, 35 years. They'll call the office and they'll say, is Lisa there? And they'll say, well, which Lisa? Because there's 2 here. The relay Lisa. So everybody here knows that they direct the calls to here. And there's so many more people in the county, but contact us. If I know the other day I opened up my Facebook page and somebody had sent me a Facebook that somebody was looking for who to get a hold of, and instantly the Facebook people said, get a hold of Lisa or Liz, get a hold of Lisa or Liz. And I got a message from this person I've never heard from her before, but she is interested in doing a team, and that's how we got connected.
Well, and I'm sure people sometimes are somewhat shy
Yes.
about reaching out,
Yes, they are.
especially in the circumstances they find themselves in.
If they are hesitant about starting a team, come to Relay. Come the first year. You don't have to commit to anything. Just come and be our guest, and just watch what happens, because the support is it's awesome. It's therapeutic, and if you're interested in a team, this will get you going.
Okay, and we talk about the families affected. We talk about the survivors. You mentioned the caregivers, and I'm not saying that they are forgotten in all of this, but sometimes maybe they're overlooked but what they do is a very difficult thing, and has to touch them, especially when someone passes on.
You take a caregiver that has taken care of their loved one because of cancer, and let's say that person passes on. They have nothing. Their meaning is gone. I mean, when I was caring for my dad, me and my siblings and my mother, when Dad passed, I'm thinking, what am I going to do now? The caring for him is gone. So that's when I said, I need to get more involved in Relay. Not to say that everybody's going to get involved in Relay, but their purpose, I don't want to say their purpose of life is gone, but yet they have devoted themselves and have helped that cancer person survive so long that I can understand them going through a depression. I can understand their feelings are just haywire.
And it's not the same, but a guy who got up and went to work for 50 years and then retired wakes up and is like, what do I do next?
What do I do? That's right.
And I guess it's kind of in a much more grievous manner, but they're facing something similar to that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
How much money do you want to raise this year? You mentioned earlier before we came on that most of the money is raised before that night, other than your auction items.
I'm thinking last year we raised, you can put me, and I meant to look at those figures, but you didn't call me until this morning.
Gary didn't tell me until this morning.
I'm thinking it was close to $40,000 that we raised last year. And we do have a goal, but we don't have a goal. What we raise is what we raise, and it's very much American Cancer Society appreciates every single dollar that is raised, and a team that raises $10,000 to me is just as important, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. The team that raises $500 to $1,000 is just as important and has worked just as hard as the team that's raised $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and we treat them like just.
And that money means that what they've done is a sense of accomplishment for them, as it does everybody, and I guess. No matter how big or how small, the pot grows.
The pot grows. Every dollar. That dollar can help fund. Well, you put your dollars together and it makes big dollars, and it all adds up.
Okay, and we talked about inviting people who have not been. Are most of the people who come to the event people who have been touched one way or another, or do you have community people who just come in and support?
Yes, both. We usually have close to around 80 to 90 survivors that walk, and by the time the families come to support them, but then we do have a lot of people that they said, I've never had anyone affected by cancer and I just wanted to come out here for support. And I tell everybody too that being a volunteer, you work hard. I'm not going to admit, I'm not going to say, oh, it's a piece of cake. It's not. It takes several people to get this event going. And that middle of the night, and when you're just so tired, somebody comes up to you and pats you on the back and say, job well done. Well, that's all you need to hear.
It's not always the monetary, but the nice word that comes out of it that does it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yes, it was short notice.
No,
but you did a nice job on short
fine.
Notice. But after 20 years or 19 years, I expect you to be you're a veteran of this, just like you're a veteran of the relay.
I'm an old veteran.
Well,
but we do welcome anyone to come and join us. If you want to be part of Relay, if you want to be a part of the committee, we need new ideas. We need new faces, because new faces bring in new ideas.
And the things you all are doing are great, but as you said, sometimes young blood has different ideas.
That's right.
And different, and maybe something that your committee had not thought of, and maybe someone has seen something from a different relay.
That's right. And like I said, I want to thank the City of Lebanon. They're a terrific host. We cannot ask for any better workers. Anything we ask, it's there. cleanup is a breeze because the city of Lebanon, and because we have a new representative, and he the night said, well, what do we do about this? And me and Susie looked at each other, and we said, we don't have to worry about that. The city of Lebanon, their men. Oh, I've never had that done before. We said, well, you're welcome to Lebanon. So
that's but it's a team effort, and it's something that people recognize.
Yes.
The work you're doing as well.
Yes.
So go ahead. Let's back up. Give us the day, the time, and again, if they want to contact you, if you want to give it your list phone numbers or just place of business, you've got it.
Our event will be held Friday, June 10th at Grand Memorial Park. It's called the back part of the new part of the park.
All right. So it will be easier for people to go on the Fairgrounds roadside, or
no,
still? Okay,
no, you can't enter that way. You have to enter from Brownsville Highway.
Okay.
Yes, and we'll have signage. The city of Lebanon does the parking, so they'll direct you in the right way. It's Friday, June 10th. Registration for the survivors starts at 6 o'clock. Opening ceremony is at 7, and luminary ceremony is at 10, and we wind up around midnight.
And if they want to be involved, or if they want to make a donation, I'm sure you'll accept.
Contact me here. I work at Farm Bureau, 692-3281. My cell phone, 699-1797. I don't know Liz's right off the hand because you don't know phone numbers because you got them programmed in your phone, so that's not good.
But she's at Independent Liz Lawson at Independent State.
And we do, and like I said, we've got committee. We got a luminary chair committee, luminary chair. We got survivors tent chair. We've got logistics, and we got publicity. So there's several people on the committee, and they're diligent, hard workers. But we just mainly want you to come out and see what it's all about.
Okay. Good luck with your event.
Thank you.
For Channel 6 TV Community Focus, I'm Dennis George.